Okay, good morning. We're going to take a look at the prompt we did on Friday and look at how the warrants are used to build the thesis statement that goes beyond the plot. So let's just kind of look at some of the language we might be stealing if we were writing a weaker thesis statement, just to pay attention to some of the language that the prompt is using. So I'm just kind of circling some concepts that we might repeat, which gets us to a lower level thesis statement. Okay, now let's take a look at some of these warrants that we talked about in class on Friday. Lots of different variations of moral obligation warrants, some warrants that are connected to development of virtues, gratitude, humility, etc. It's also a larger concept of developing virtue, not just for the individual, but then also for the larger fabric of society. It strengthens community, so there's a positive return. We talked about political stability increases across the globe when we make sure that there aren't huge spikes in disparity and the need for basic human needs. I think in class we mentioned also Maslow, playing with that. Okay, so then these are some of the negative or opposite warrants. Again, we're going to be using this language to begin drafting some thesis statements. So this is what is important about brainstorming as many warrants as possible so that you can pull from this language. Again, here's a list of the language of what the prompt is using, and it's very easy to simply pull from that. So we can see here that we've got a couple of restatements of just using the prompt. There's a little bit of variation here. We've picked in that word, but for the most part, we've just sort of rewritten the same thing for the opposite warrant. But when we take a look at pulling from the language of the warrants, then we have something different. So we have practicing virtue of charity, again, mentioning the benefits, and then creating global stability. So this language is indicating that we support the idea of Singer, but we're pulling in our own language and asserting some of the warrants. Here we're playing as well with some of both sides of the warrant that this is a key concept, moral concept, but practicing it universally and without boundary can create some irony in terms of not promoting self-sufficiency. So you've got a couple of different varieties there of using that language, both sets of warrants. So again, this is our big goal, that we first want to generate both the positive and the negative warrants that are behind the statement of the prompt, and then we're going to basically lift this language into the thesis statement. Okay, that's our goal for question 3.